Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers. I almost forgot to do my intro today. As you may have already been aware from yesterday's video, we are taking a full look, the full outer trail walkthrough here at Hocking Hills State Park. And that's about it. I'm going to attempt one or very few long takes of the full walkthrough, what it's like to walk the entire outer trail to the left, which circles all the way around. It starts here and comes back. It takes about an hour or so to get through the whole thing. And if you're thinking that's about to bore you, you're wrong, because it's very beautiful, very interesting. A lot of waterfalls, stairs, caves, you name it. And let's go see for ourselves, shall we? I did not want to shoot this on a day where it was so crowded, but I'm here. Let's see what happens.
Little doggy.
There's a big family reunion gazebo thing down here. I thought I would be getting a lot of weird looks by now, but actually, when I walked the other direction, I had a cold bottle of water in my hand, and I was getting a lot of dirty looks from that because everybody was looking extremely thirsty. The guilt was immense. Not so much to where I donated my bottle to anyone, but you know what I mean. Anyways, there are tons of people here today. There was a wedding here. I do believe it has just recently left. And if I can keep this amount of space between me and the party in front of me the whole time, that'd be great. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. A lot of people stop at the waterfalls, which we will do for a couple minutes at each one. And a lot of kids run around and horseplay. So, and there's a few narrow bridges where it's kind of hard to pass people. So we'll see what we get into. The goal is to give you the full walkthrough experience without any cuts or edits. So we'll see if that happens. This is something I've been wanting to shoot for pretty much a year now. Last time I was here, the thought had never occurred to me. There wouldn't have been time anyways, but after I left, I kept thinking, that'd be really cool. I don't think anyone's ever shot that at Hocking Hills State Park. But anyways, there's 3 main trails. It all starts right here with the one we're on now. And you can chicken out and exit early to the right, or you can go about halfway through and exit early to the right again, or you can stay to the left, which we will do today. And we'll see all the stairs, all the waterfalls, all the caves, everything. If you stay to the left the whole time, it circles back around to that welcome center. They all do, but staying to the left is the long outer route, basically. So let's give this a shot. Oh, pardon me.
Sorry.
There is the bride and groom down there. Can you see them? Let's go down and take a closer look. I don't think this up here is part of the left side outer loop, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is. It says Old Man Cave Rim Trail, so let's try it. Let's take the outer rim. Said rim trail to Cedar Falls. I don't know if I want the rim trail to Cedar Falls. But I am enjoying the fact that there's a little break from the crowd up here. May or may not be cheating right now with the map. Let's see. Actually, I think we are on the right trail. But if I don't see all the things I actually wanted to film by doing this, then we'll turn around and take one of the inner trails. Which I think we have to do. Because we want to see all the stairs, all the madness, all the waterfalls and that. Let's try. If not, and we have to come back, then that just means we took a look at more of the park than we thought we would on today's run. It also means I need to come here more than once a year. So I'm familiar with what I'm looking at, huh? Yeah, so I think I was mistaken. I'm pretty sure that is sirens for this actual park, because they sound very close, and we are not close to anything out here in this park. So, or maybe that's just like the nearest by road that I didn't even realize existed, because now they sound like they're going away. In any event, let's go take a look at the bride and groom again, if they're still down there taking their pictures in front of the waterfalls. Not a bad spot to take wedding pictures, or to have a wedding, I guess. I wouldn't do it on a 90+ degree day. But if you met here, or maybe this was your first date, then maybe you would, just for fun. I think that goes way around to the other side of the parking lot. So the far outer trail, I'm learning right now, is what we're not taking. The second most outer trail, I believe, is what we'll be taking.
Mom, is it called whispering?
I believe the bride and groom have left. See that bridge way up there above the waterfall? We were just up there a second ago. Felt safe, but it looks kind of sketchy from down here.
Excuse me. Could you take one picture of us?
Sure.
We just want to go like under there, and there's no way we can get the rock formation. Maybe one, maybe like a close-up and a cardio, and maybe one like this.
Don't worry, I'm back.
Waiting for
So, if you're wondering what the hell just happened, looking for turtles now, I'm easily distracted. If you're wondering what just happened, that was me being stopped, being asked would I take a picture. The answer is yes, I will. So I gave them several pictures. But we also have a do not stop the camera rule today, so I just put you down, face down in the dirt. It did make me feel better that I was being asked something positive instead of, hey, why are you rolling a video on everybody here, you creep? It's kind of a low-key concern of mine. Some people get bent out of shape. I don't think there's much argument here, though. We're kind of at a big public park where everyone's taking pictures, so what are you gonna do? But yes, that's what happened. In case you didn't catch that, I was stopped and asked to be a photographer, so I put you down, but kept the video rolling.
Okay, Olivia.
Yeah, there's the devil's gut.
It looks like a jelly bean.
A lot of this is hurry up, get around a certain group just to get stuck behind another one. That's okay. Because the person that I wait in the emergency lane behind me for, that goes up behind me, they do a good job at pushing the group out of the way that I was waiting on, so it works out. If you're seeing this, it's because I reluctantly used it, but I am tempted to just come back and do it on a much less popular day. I don't know. It's part of the reason I keep barreling through these groups, because I don't actually want to do that. I'm here now. Get the shot and get out of my shot. very cool photo ops over there. See those holes in the wall? I didn't even realize those last time. Those are huge. I do believe if you go up there, that is one way to cut out early. We are staying to the left on this particular trail. Not the far left like I thought.
From the top, you will think it can go there and stand, but you know.
If anybody asks why I'm filming everything, I'll just say I am a location scout. The little puppy. Big old overheated puppy. That's what that was. We're not even to the coolest stuff yet on this trail, so keep your eyes open. One of my favorite things is coming up right here, this kind of catwalk looking structure that we'll walk across. And this right here, I do believe, is the background of my phone.
Excuse me, can you take us a photo?
Oh, you got it right there? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. You got it.
Dad, you're not giving that energy, sorry. this one is like, it's rather brutalist. It's giving Bauhaus. I can get see the German influence.
Like the crown of one king.
Well, there was my second photo credit of the day. All right, check this out. I wonder how many people's fallen off of this. It would actually be easy to fall off of this because plenty of spots to put your foot in the wrong place while you're not paying attention.
கவி அங்க பாசம் பிடிச்சிருக்கு நிறைய ஸ்லிப்பரியா இருக்கு போக முடியாது யாரும் விதப்படி பயன்படுத்தல
I would be tickled pink if I could get this much clearance out in front of me the whole time. That is distance from other people.
यहाँ बड़ा बैठा रखा है लोग बैठा है
ये दुलोमा हो पक्ने मरे म लाइट वाले ओए मम्मी Oh my god, हेर्न रस्ता हैन रस्ता लाइट वाले ओ लाइट वाले एकजनाले रकी साइड छैन देखिन मैले ए भगवान रस्ता
I am so relieved to see that loud group behind me turn right here to their right. So if you go up that bridge, it takes you back to the parking lot. This is about the halfway point, I do believe, and the rest from here is pretty rugged. We go up a lot of steps. There's also a massive stairwell through a rock face, basically like a man-made cave. Or it may well have been a natural cave that steps have been added. I don't know. But we are staying to the left. Oh, so glad that group behind me went the other way. There's another loud group behind them, and I really hope they go that other way as well. I was just letting these very eager people get around me, get around us. I must have "let me take your picture" stamped on my forehead. That was twice now. There's a place out in, what is it? Something, Kentucky. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm trying to think of the town, but it starts with a B, I believe. There's a town in Kentucky where there is an imagining of Noah's Ark. It's called the Ark Encounter out in Kentucky. And there's a place you can stand, and unless it appears that you're having a full-on seizure, you will get asked by every single person to take their picture. Look at these steps. Let's pause and get out of breath for steps, shall we?
You want to go up in that crack?
What crack?
No? Okay.
I think I'm good. Well, I think we're going back down now.
Yes, they are certainly going back down. One of the reasons all the signs say stay in one direction, that the trails are one-way trails, is for that perfect example that we just saw. If somebody were to pass back the other way, everyone would have to stop and squeeze to one side because many passages are not wide enough. That's probably not even 20% so far of all the steps we got to take before we get back to the Welcome Center. Just like last time, I'm sure tomorrow my legs will be on fire. Let's get down and take a close look at this waterfall. This waterfall up here, probably the best one of the whole park. Well, to get to that waterfall, we have to take this bridge over here to the right and go way down there. I think we can see it okay from right here, and it gives me a reason to rest. You know, it's all your fault. If we was not filming a full walkthrough video, I would be down there in a heartbeat. So you are to blame. That's the bridge to get to that waterfall. Of which we are not taking. As far as I know, the way to carry onward is right here. So this is a perfect example of detouring to the right. However, I believe if you just stay to your left, you'll be on the second to outer left loop. So we will go this way. If you came here, I say you lived close by. If you came here and did this full route every day, you'd be in good shape. This trail just looks like it ends, but you just kind of have to hope this is it. I guess technically, if you could track where the river was, even though it's hard to tell, that would take you to the familiar first waterfall that we started out on. I wanted to pull over and let them pass me. I did a walkthrough last year when I was here. After I filmed the video I was filming, I walked through just to get more familiar with it, I guess. And I was those people, rushing up behind people, pushing them out of the way. I was definitely that guy last time. Here's some people going the wrong direction.
Excuse me.
Pardon me?
Excuse us. Thank you.
Go on.
That's why you don't go the wrong way on the trail, because no one can pass beside you. Look how narrow a lot of these spots are. But sometimes out here it's hard to tell what the signs mean, blah blah blah. I don't recognize any of this. I got a bad feeling I am off the route I had in mind. So if this doesn't start looking familiar soon, I might double back myself. Should I have walked this a few times before I decided on a one-take walkthrough video? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what a few people are doing. Turning around.
You've only been walking for 6 hours. You're good. Yeah, let's see more.
All this slick stuff and flip-flops makes me nervous. I don't remember all this. We might have to be one of the many that have turned around and went the other way here. Let's see. While I cheat and look at the map, you go ahead and look at that. Ew. I think we screwed it up. Let's go back and take a right-hand turn. Or not. Let's see what we find.
Simple cars, sugar. I mean, I like that kind of stuff. You know what? I feel like I've grown more averse to that. Yeah, yeah. It seems like it doesn't process as well with me.
On one hand, the trail opens up, becomes much more reasonable. I wish it was more familiar. If I could just come up onto something I recognize, then I won't have to worry no more. My fear is that this little section here connects to the real outer trail, which I avoided, because that is not the part I was trying to show you today. If anyone's still watching, which is doubtable. It's nice and quiet down here, though. Wow, look at those trees. They just keep going and going. I don't know if I like being the only one out here or not. On one hand, it's nice, but on the other hand, it's creepy. There's a blue marker on the tree over there, so it leads to something, but is it the trail I was looking for? That's the whole other question. I have sandy feet, so this being cut out of the path is a good sign. I'll tell you what, if we get back to the Welcome Center in the wrong way, then I will take another look at the time and maybe come back through and start a second clip in the right direction. You will get much more than you bargained for today if that happens. Hopefully I don't have to do that. That would be awesome if this was the actual path I needed. Basically, it goes to the right a couple times and you can go back to the Welcome Center, kind of that shortcut way. Or you can stay to the left like I've done. My fear is that I've went too far left, so we'll see. In doing so, you still end up back at the Welcome Center, but it is definitely what I would call the long haul, the dedicated route. But at the end of it, there are a crazy amount of steps. This looks familiar, actually, but I don't know if it is or if my brain's just wanting it to be familiar. Time will tell. We are plugging along either way. I'm just going to enjoy this trail, whether it was the one I had in mind or not. How about that? I was thinking earlier, I don't know who would watch very much of this video. It's already almost an hour long. But I can tell you that I personally will watch this whole video here and there throughout the year. There's a blue marker up here. Let's take it. This is a pretty rough patch. Another good reason to stay in one direction. So they got the blue markers on trees and stuff, which is awesome, but I wish each time that happened there was a little bit of information, like where it's going and what's coming up, so you know where you're at, basically. Pardon me.
Hey, no.
I'm just flip-flopping and huffing and puffing through the woods here. I'm really wanting to say this kind of looks halfway familiar as well. There's basically like a beginning of the second half stretch where it's uneventful. Then it gets crazy with steps toward the end. That was a good place to pull over so people could pass me in both directions. Man, look how high up. And see how high up? That's why there's a bunch of steps at the end to get up there. We're like down in the river bottom or something. I see blue markers over here to the right. I think I'll go to the right. Takes like an hour and a half to drive out here. But so far, both times I can remember being here as an adult, I'm pretty sure, I'm betting the farm I've been here as a kid a few times, but I don't remember. I'm really wanting to say that's familiar too. Look at that cave opening right there at the bottom. Whew, pretty wild. Out of breath. But both times I've been here that I can clearly remember as an adult have been, that is, once before and now today. It has been very much worth the drive. Hocking Hill State Park, you're seeing it for yourself. You're seeing one of the trail options. There are many, as I've shown you. You can take off to the left side or the right side, and as far as I know, they all lead back to the welcome center that you saw 1 hour ago now. I don't think I have a video that's an hour long without my ugly face on it. This is a Duggalo Nation first. Look at that rock with trees growing out of it. It looks small on the viewer, but it's huge. I'll get down closer to it for you. Not to sound like a pansy or nothing, but I'm kind of surprised there's not more boardwalks. Pulling over for someone to pass is kind of makes me nervous. It would be easy to just push someone right off. Did you have anything in the mail? Because the mailbox is empty. Here's another mail slot. That reminds me, I was going to tell you this earlier, but I look creepy enough as it is, and there's a bunch of people around. Here at Hocking Hill State Park, somewhere close to Old Man's Cave, and I still can't figure out where exactly that particular cave is. We may have already been there. But once upon a time, well, let me back up just a minute. Basically, about a month ago, I stumbled across a police interrogation video on YouTube, and I was surprised that it was referencing Ohio. And not only that, but it was somebody who had intentionally pushed a tree off a high ledge here at this park and resulted in a woman's death. I don't remember exactly if it was what particular charge it was. Look at the sun coming through. Basically, it would have been either a murder charge if it was decided by a jury that it was intentional, or it would be a manslaughter charge if it was just chalked up to reckless, negligent, endangering the public type thing. But right here at this park, that happened somewhere. It's pretty easy just to point the camera off to the side when people walk up. I didn't even think of that earlier. I was just kind of holding it incognito style at my hip. But anyways, right here at this park, some asshat threw a giant log, like a huge heavy one like this, rolled it off of a ledge, and it killed a woman.
That's where we've been headed.
Those chicks were saying, oh crap, we gotta walk all the way back. And I was gonna tell them, you can keep going actually, and you'll end up at the Welcome Center again. But technically I don't know that. So I didn't want to risk giving them bad info. I know I'll be out of here by dark, I know that much. I'll be panicking here for too long because I need to get to somewhere else today for an entirely different filming experience. But yeah. And pulling it up on Google Maps doesn't really help because you can't see none of the familiar markers on there, obviously. You just kind of see where like a nearby road is. Then you see yourself halfway walking if it uploads. I don't even know if there I am. Worst case scenario, we could always barrel back down the way we came like a lot of other people have. And this doesn't look sketchy at all. I think this bridge is retired. I don't even think Google Maps has like this creek well defined or anything. Oh man, too damn muddy right here. Fat guy in flip-flops in the mud. This park is so popular, I would venture to say so well funded. I'm cool with the lack of boardwalks, but I'm surprised at the lack of boardwalks. Provisions made. I'm assuming that gentleman knows exactly where he's going. This guy right here running. If he would slow down, I would utilize him as a guide. But he gone. Yeah, I don't recognize crab back here. I won't really know if I'm off the old trail that I was on or not until I'm at the end. Because I keep hoping things become familiar soon. I could easily go back and show you some of the steps I was talking about at the end if I need to. By simply going the wrong way from the Welcome Center. Because all that stuff, that crazy cluster of steps and altitude climbing happens toward the end, I believe. But there was one really cool spot where we take a long stairwell through a giant mountain, basically, that I wanted to show today. I am determined. This might be a 5-hour video, but hey, you get what you paid for, you know? Muddy, muddy, muddy. So all that rain makes the waterfalls look pretty awesome, but it makes the trails too damn muddy. And this park has been well defined, well popular my entire life. So I'm not complaining officially. It doesn't bother me. However, it is very much a surprise that so many spots are muddy. You see this? The visitor center's back this way. A big sign, we went the wrong ass way. Let's see if this map up here gives us any clues. The Hemlock Bridge Trail would be that way. Do I want that? There is a cool looking bridge over there. I want to look at that regardless, I guess. I guess this is us right here. Whoa. I don't know. Here, location 00. This is so useless. It doesn't say where the Welcome Center is. Let's check out this cool bridge up here. And then I think we are turning around. I think we are detouring a mile-ish on foot, because this bridge up here is 100% not on the trail I was trying to show you today. And I'm somebody who really goes to any length to make a video that I'm shooting look a particular way by the time I'm done shooting it. So if I had the extra time, I would just reshoot the whole thing. But time is not mine today. This is really cool though, kind of a fun mistake because this bridge is really neat. What do they call a swinging bridge? This net bridge kind of reminds me of the Newport Aquarium. You can walk over one of these over top of a giant fish tank. It definitely swings and bounces. I wonder why though. Just for fun, I guess. Ooh, it's kind of hard to do hanging on with one hand. Oh, about fell over. Let's get this bad boy swinging. It is fun. For some reason, I feel safer on this than I do on a regular bridge because I can see with my own eyes the structure. and I'm not worried. But it does sway around, which I'm sure freaks a lot of people out. Okay, I'm going to, well, maybe not. I was going to say I'll break my own rule, stop the video, look at the map better, and turn around. But maybe not, because I do know this is not the path I wanted. I was hoping this would say a little bit something, but of course, it doth not. The kingfisher. I would like to see a kingfisher fishing bird in action. All right. I was thinking also about time. I may have to shoot the wrong video and leave it at that for today because of the time restraint. This is a conundrum. I don't want to be late to the next stop, basically. We are, where are you at on here? Basically way out in the wrong direction. It's hard to even tell where this even goes. It's pretty annoying, actually. One thing I do know is if we just head back all the familiar way, that it'll go back to something I do know. Although if someone's coming, I'll let them pass first. And then there's like random side trails like this, like zero markers at all. Nobody even knows what it's for. Some kind of wooden platform back here though. Look at that. Wooden platform for what? A retired trail? I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm going back, I know that much. All right. The official walk of shame has begun. Walking back. Although this bridge is pretty cool. Would I have hiked all the way out here to see this bridge? Yes. Would I have hiked all the way out here to see this bridge on this particular day? Pressed for time, the answer is no. So, that solves the mystery of where does the blue trail go? The blue trail goes, I think, away from the park. Zero signage to indicate that, so you tell me. The good news is you can't get lost out here. You're gonna just follow the trail. You'll hit a road eventually. Not that that sounds like good advice, because it don't. This ain't even the one-way trail that I thought everybody was going the wrong way. They actually were not. They were returning back to the one-way trail system, exactly as we are right now. I feel like I'm in a mad hurry now because I'm trying to get somewhere within 2 hours and still film stuff here. Will that actually happen or not? I'm guessing she just became a long shot. And that is going to royally make me mad. But it is me and me only to blame that made that mistake. But I had plenty of accidents last time I was here trying to navigate. But where I ended up going was such a cool visual trail. I had this idea to come back and film the whole thing, which you are getting. You're just getting a large detour, and that's way too much time spent with me. The voice behind the camera. It's like listening to the Doug Crabtree Report podcast, the best podcast that has ever been podcasted into the podcast sphere. But that was different, you know. We weren't putting the camera down in the mud to take pictures for people or nothing. We were staying on point, pausing where needed, jumping into other topics where needed. Yeah, we're definitely not on a one-way trail because the sign said, go back this way if you want, and the markers are on both sides. What a mess. So I wonder if everybody that was coming the other way was hiking to the one-way trail, the 3 loops, or were they like me, just went the wrong way and came back, which is totally fine if I didn't have another shoot to go to today. I gave myself like an hour before the deadline to get there to film. However, that hour might have just been spent. Go up and around all this wet crap. If I don't slip and fall, I have a very bad feeling I'm about to eat the dirt today. Fuck it, there's really no way to get around. No quick way, that is. Except through the damn mud. Into the soup we go. This is where I was standing a moment ago when that guy and that chick were up there. And she said, I don't think you want to take a drink out of my bottle. There's a lot of my backwash in there. I flushed a lot of water out of my mouth back into the bottle. I'll leave that up to you to rewind if you are a glutton for punishment. Meaning it would just make your video longer. Your viewing longer. And he said, there's none of that in this bottle. She said, yes, there is. I swear on my life. And he said, well, you're not dead right now. What do you mean? See, I'm a gross person. I'd have been like, that's okay. Wow, it's a creepy thing back in there. Just like a void into where the aliens live. This blue trail detour is annoying, so I'll feel happier when we get back on track. However, it screws up my schedule today big time. I'm proud of myself. I shot everything in one shot so far. Even when I put the camera down to take pictures for people, which is annoying. But I can understand why people ask strangers to hold their phone. You know how easy it is just to come here and get a new phone? Well, come here, stand at a familiar spot where people want their picture made, and then when someone hands you their phone to get their picture made, look at that bird up on the boardwalk there. Looks like one of them crows we saw from the parking lot earlier. He's flying away now. When someone hands you their phone to get their picture made, you just run off with it like that guy that was running earlier. It makes more sense that he would be out here running because it is a much longer trail. There's another waterfall way far away from the park we were at a freaking hour ago. And I think this trail goes to that. But that is not where me and you were trying to go today. So I don't know if the ultimate waste of time was turning back around or what. Because I was tempted just to keep right on going. Basically what I was trying to say is I don't know if the ultimate waste of time was turning back around or just to keep going. And the ultimate decision to not keep going was when I looked, I think it just goes to the fall and then goes to the road. And then I would have had to walk on that road for like 2 or 3 miles back to the entrance of the park to get my car. If I'm going to walk a bunch like that, I'm just going to stay here in the shady spots, not out on the road. Got my workout in today. This is only my first workout today. Plenty of walking at my next stop later today as well. I swear I saw somebody up here a second ago. So where the fuck are they? I'm pretty sure one of the reasons hardly anyone says hello when they pass each other is because they don't want to get murdered. We live in a day and age where everyone has watched way too many forensic file episodes. Me telling you about the murder that took place in this very park is a perfect example of that. Oh, I almost fell backwards doing that. And I can promise you, if and when that happens, we are keeping the camera rolling. We are damn near an hour and a half in. There'd be no point in shutting it off now. I hope my battery holds up in my memory. If not, it'll cut. And I will record an outro later and fill you in on the tragedy. And that'll be it. Or I'll just switch to the other camera that I have in my pocket. Man, that detour would have been 100% fine on a normal day. I think I can get around, no promises. That detour would not have bothered me at all on a normal day, but not having the extra time was the crappy part. This might have been how I came through anyway. Following the blue markers. Don't follow the blue markers, kids. I don't remember even seeing tree markers until I got onto this detour. I said it last time, you can only learn this park and where you're going by getting lost out here a few times. And I got turned around a couple times last year when I was here. And I was so happy to eventually find the way that I went through that second time. Just to feel like I had successfully figured it out. No time for such personal amusements today. suck so much ass to get stuck out here after dark. And your car, my car would be up there. So they would definitely be coming back looking for somebody. This park, I think, closes at dark. The Welcome Center closes at 5 p. The gift shop in the Welcome Center closes at 4 p. So there you have it, all the info you could possibly need about a place you may never visit. I'm already wore out. I know tomorrow when I get out of bed, it's gonna take me 5 minutes to stand up straight. At least it's pretty out here. It actually looks a lot better with the naked eye. This camera brings everything into a frame and does not give you proper depth. And you can't really gauge how tall everything is and how small you are at the bottom of this. On this trail, at the bottom of this valley, so to speak. The camera cannot capture that. You should come here yourself and hike on the trail you want to hike on. Do not take the wrong path like I did. But you can go back and reference this video, I guess. I think this is the way. It doesn't even look like a path. It just looks like a passage that's possible to travel through. Almost ate it right there. Does this look familiar to you? This is making me think that we are close to where I began to detour. Close-ish, anyway. Because I remember that rock, that big rock right here, being like the first thing that definitely seemed unfamiliar. So, we will find out. I am simply taking photographs at the park today. 60 of them per second. And I have been doing that for the last hour and a half. I'm going to get in too big of a hurry. I'm going to get in too much of a hurry and cause myself to slip. So, I firmly believed that was only going to take an hour. And we are 32 minutes behind schedule on that theory. But that's okay. If you can hear me talk about it, then you're still watching for whatever reason that you chose to watch. And I appreciate it. For those that have turned this off a long time ago, I can't blame them. Although, I think the park is attractive enough to keep watching anyways. Yeah, I don't recommend the Blue Trail. It kind of sucks in general. It's kind of hard to do. Especially when you're not wearing real shoes. I had to really search my garage for an actual pair of shoes about a month ago for a date. And I told my date, I said, you must be a special lady, because I couldn't even remember if I owned shoes or not. But I didn't want to wear my normal stuff because I didn't want you to know how much of a hillbilly I was. I wanted to trick you into thinking I was a normal person. But, as you just heard, I at least told you about it, so you're aware that you're being deceived right now. And she laughed, and we saw a movie. And then we saw other things that were not in the movie, that only we could show each other. And that was much more enjoyable than the movie. But ultimately, she, much like everyone else, did not enjoy the cut of my jib. Where the hell do we go now? Through here? I don't even know, dude. Looks like the only way you can go. Oh, that was sketchy. I cannot believe how far off the path I went. Ouch. Just ran the back of my heel into a tree vine stump thing. I definitely recognize this slick spot right here. Let's barrel through it and get around it, shall we? I wonder how old this trail is. Like, did the beginning signs of the trail get put in place by Native Americans or pioneer people or what? Or was the trail that I'm on now created when the park got established here? I think we're close. Close to what, though? It's not out of the question that I would get lost twice in one mission. Not out of the question at all. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Couldn't tell you what it says off the top of my head, but somebody wanted you to look it up. We came this far. I'm going to go over here and take a little rest and look at this riverbed rapids thing. I can hear a bunch of noisy people, so I know I'm getting close to getting back on the regular trail. This doesn't end up the route I was wanting to take either. New rule, if I don't recognize it, I ain't taking it. Definitely a waterfall back here. We're close enough. Let's go take a look at it. Feels like it's dark because of how high up the rock wall is. Look at that. So to get back all the way up there, there is a stairwell through a cave. There was also a bunch of steps that kind of hang off the side of the rock too. I'm going to pretend that I enjoy this detour just because this cool waterfall back here. Look at this. You can see where the rocks have fallen. Imagine being here when one of these big pieces moved and settled further into place. So I'm actually not talking about this waterfall right here. That waterfall appears to start way up there. I don't know if you can make it out yet, but let's go up and see it. So that little bridge I took to come to this direction to see this, there's no signage around it to say, hey, take this if you want to see this cool waterfall. It's just stuff you have to discover, which is annoying. Oh, man. Some fellow hikers up here. This is about as far as I was going to go anyways. Oh, man. I can't resist. I got to go see what the view's like up close, I guess.
Hocking farm was all the way in the left corner.
Look at this treacherous non-path. I want to get over there, but I don't want to die. Pardon me. Anyways, I'm going to really be mad at myself now when I'm super late. I just went from late to super late because of that little stunt. However, that was a cool waterfall that I didn't know was back here. And how the hell would you know? There's no signage for it. Much like 50% of the crap in this park. I tell you what, if you've watched this whole thing, I want you to email me. dc@duggalonation.com. That's the new email. It's on the bottom of the website, Duggalo Nation. You can email me at the website, dc@duggalonation.com. Email me and tell me you watched this entire ass, longer than it ever should have been video. And then tell me why. There are people who just like spending the time with me because they know I am at any moment going to say something funny. Some people hang out because they know at any moment I'm going to say something educational. Today's goal was to show you something beautiful that I'm able to show you. And I was afraid to not talk because I was worried that it would be mistaken for someone else's video, quite frankly. I guess with this daily upload schedule, you have to create a vibe. It would be like putting someone in your restaurant in a back room and the room does not match the theme at all. That would be off-putting to your guests. You get it? All right. I am going over the bridge now. This is the place where I said that loud ass group went over the bridge, I think, anyway, and left me out of it, which is what I should have done.
I shared it. Yes, I shared it. April. It's fucking. If you ever have video camera that through the lens there, it would be awesome.
Why didn't you show me that sign? Why didn't you point that sign out to me an hour ago? How dare you? This is where we should have been going. And I do believe we are close to the exit now. Close enough after tons of steps coming up. We're already here. Let's go take a look. We're already late as shit, so let's take a look. We're already late. What's another couple minutes? Although I can tell you with absolute certainty that those people are not supposed to be on that. Let's take a video of when the guy falls. See where that guy in the white shirt came down? Of what little signage there is, there are ones that say stay on the trail because it's dangerous.
There's something else.
Yeah, I wonder how long we gotta wait now. So this is where I was trying to take you an hour ago before we got lost. This is just one portion of the countless steps we gotta take. You'll see what I mean in a minute. When I was here last year, I didn't know that that visitor center sign was referring to the one we started out at. I didn't get the concept that it went in a circle. I am going to be late, but this makes me really happy I turned back around to finish it up properly. So we have some cool stuff to see now on this last leg of the hike. Trying to give the people in front of me some time. Not that I'm complaining, I'm out of breath. You can see where some of these have been remade. I wish they would do a lot more.
holding on to the rail.
Yeah.
You can't really see where the steps are. You just have to feel for them. And there's spots where you will bust your head if you don't crouch down. And I'm sure countless people have.
நானும் உங்க கையை தூக்கிட்டு போகிறாங்களா?
Well, I had this thought last year too. I live about an hour and a half away. I should just put some rows of seats in my van and offer complete tours here. The kind where we don't get lost, although that detour we could do on purpose. So everyone who pays for a tour with me can see the swingy bridge and that waterfall back in that little nook where those two chicks were patiently waiting for me to get out of their shots. And I could pick you up close to where I live. Actually, you could meet me where we all take off from, park your car there, hop in the van, ride for an hour and a half. Of course, I would upgrade to a nice passenger van, of course. And drive you here, Hocking Hill State Park. Visitor center in either direction, you tell me. I think this is it, folks. I am ready for it to be it. Pick you, have you get in, drive you here. We take a full tour with me. Then we have lunch in the van, fire it up, crank on the AC, have lunch, and then I take you back home. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bunch of groups that do that already anyway. And we are back an hour later than I predicted. So, 2 hours ago, when we first left for this walk, we left from this building right here. Then we spent an hour in the woods and another hour lost in the woods, and now we are back at that same building. I want to thank you very, very much for spending the last couple hours hiking with me. I appreciate it. If you want to help me out, you can do so by sharing my website and my content all around the world. DuggaloNation.com. If you want to contact me directly, you ought to. DC@DuggaloNation.com is the email, which you can find at the bottom of the website if you ever forget it. That's going to do it for this one today. I have got to go. However, like always, whether we get lost in the woods or not, I will be back with you again tomorrow morning, Lord willing. Like always, 7 days a week at 7 a.m. But until then, don't be a douche.